I'm Dave Preston. The 50th annual Reno Air Race is going on right now, and Breitling, the major sponsor, has an amazing guest that we're going to talk to. Yves Rossy is a pilot, but now he is the airplane. You've flown jets in the military. You've flown commercial jets. What made you decide to go outside the cockpit, literally?
It was when I did discover skydiving. Free fall, free, completely free. Almost naked, just a little backpack on your back, and you exit the airplane, and wow, that's freedom with a big F.
Yep.
You take that position and you track like that, but effectively the vector is almost vertical.
Yes.
And it's very short, but the feeling, wow.
Euphoria, big euphoria.
And euphoria, and you don't see the ground coming to you. You are flying, especially when you have colleagues doing the same. You are in formation. And it was really the nearest thing to the dream. Because when you dream, you have not a big machine around you. And I thought, it would be great as an aviator already to keep these pure feelings, pure emotions, but change the vector,
Yes.
and longer.
And control it, have a little more control.
Yeah, you are very effective in the control in free fall when you are tracking. You are very precise. You can do relative. It's very precise. So I wanted to keep that precision. This is the steering.
That's the steering. Now, let's talk about what you're flying in. This is a very specific device that has wings. So it's not just a jet pack. It is, in fact, a form of an airplane.
Yeah, it's just a question of energy. Only power, you need so much, like for a rocket or a rocket belt. It's crazy energetic, With this, as you have lift, as soon as you have speed, then you need just to push this thing. It's energetically much more effective. So the idea was first to glide, develop a wing that is a good glider. Afterwards, I did put 2 engines just to stay level. And thereafter, we did develop a fighter. 4 engines, small, agile, and it took us, at the beginning friends. Now I have sponsors and also more scientific support. 18 years.
Wow, so it's still a work in progress.
Oh yeah, that's completely experimental. It's not something like here you have airplanes pushed to the limits of what you can do with these airplanes, with these engines, but we have 100 years of experience. This has about, this prototype, 5 years.
Wow.
So there is a big potential, and that's why actually I'm not trying to race here. I'm just happy to fly because it's a challenge for me. It's the first time I fly that high, 5,000 feet here already. So when I fly, I am between 8 and 10,000, and I feel it. The engines are pushing much less. The aerodynamic is less good than at sea level, and I feel it. So I cannot do what I do generally lower, like I did in a former demonstration with loops and so. Actually, I do barrel rolls, nice turns, but it's challenging.
Let's talk about what it does to your body and how your body feels in something like this. There's got to be a G-force involved. There's got to be some resistance because you are traveling. What are your speeds? How fast are you going?
Okay, normally I'm about 95 knots. That means about 120 miles per hour. And I can go up to 190 before a loop, or really max speed in descent, full thrust, about 190 miles per hour. That's fast, but as I am in the element air, I don't have really forces. everything is balanced. I'm just relaxed and fluid. Okay, when I am with 190, you feel, it's okay. You have to be
some resistance. You do feel air resistance and the gravity too.
These are my instruments. I don't have any speed indicator, but the noise in the air, the vibration, the hardness of the air, because of the speed, you can close your eyes and put your hand out of the window of a car without hearing the engine. You feel if you are slow or fast. That's exactly what I have. That's my speed indicator. All these senses, I had to wake up them again, and these are my instruments too.
How many hours as a commercial pilot did you have before you got into this experimental thing you're working on now?
Oh, so many. I have more than 10,000 hours. But 747, Europe, America. Okay.
It's all done by the computer, right? Yeah.
So it's not really, big action. Huh? Okay, you are in the air. It's fantastic because that technology is so good now, so safe that it's really very fantastic. But that's transport. It's not sport.
Yes. And so this is an evolution, though, for you. But more importantly, let's talk about what is the future of something like this.
Actually, you can compare that to a jet ski of the air. It's just for fun. You will not take that to go to the office in the morning. Huh? It's too complicated. But that's a first step. It's like a concept, a proof that this concept to fly only with your body, with a little wing on your back, function. And it's very fun. And the next step, I have already one student. The idea is to do formation flights and also to start from the ground, first from a cliff. And afterwards, that's a question of reliability. When I will be 99.999% reliable, then I will start from the ground. But also bigger engines I will receive in next week when I come back to Switzerland. I will receive 4 bigger engines, double of the power, with this time an attempt to go as high as possible. I will have a 1-to-1 power weight ratio, so performance almost vertical up, and so many things to do and improve also the aerodynamic. Actually, I'm trying to get the maximum potential of what I have before to change the whole aerodynamic or even bigger, but that's compromise. We would have feathers without compromise. So if you add weight or more dimension, bigger, so afterwards you are too heavy or less maneuverable. So you win on something, but you lose on the other end. So it depends what is the goal of that. Actually, with that, at sea level, I'm already very happy. Perhaps a little bit bigger could be a little bit better in the performance, but that's a domain that you have to explore. And
another door to open.
Yeah, and that's what is interesting.
I have to ask the question about how safe it is. There's got to be some risk involved here.
I had some risk at the beginning, but remember I said I came from free fall, from skydiving. I am a skydiver at the beginning, I am a skydiver at the end. So as long as I respect my minimum altitude as a skydiver, I am the safest thing flying here.
Sure.
I have 2 parachutes on my back. I have a recovery parachute for the wing with an automatic opening. So, as I said, I am the safest thing that flies here.
And you got an altimeter, I assume, right here on your wrist?
No, just here I have altimeter and time. Time is my fuel gauge. I know I have for 10 minutes fuel. So after I start the engine on, and then 10 minutes after I have to do something before an engine failure comes.
And so the big question, are you still having fun?
Oh yes, because it's completely unreal to fly like that. It's really like the kid or playing like that, and it's really fun, especially when you have colleagues with airplanes around. Play with them. It's good.
It's a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, you never got to hear from Orville and Wilbur Wright, but you did get to hear from Yves Rossy, the JetMan from Breitling. Much more to come. Stay tuned. You're watching the 50th Annual Reno Air Races from Reno, Nevada. We'll be back with much more right after this.